Hey guys, and a very warm welcome back to what is a very Valentine What's for Tea, and I hope that I find you all very well indeed and you're all having a smashing day so far. Well, happy Valentine's Day to each and every single one of you, and as you know, I've been working on some wee Valentine inspired recipes, so to kick it off I've decided to make some of these lovely white chocolate and rose water cookies. But if you don't like rose water, you can substitute the rose water for some lemon water, and that goes lovely with white chocolate as well. These were absolutely beautiful, so nice and so delicate and dainty, and I just love them. So I highly recommend you give these a go. Right guys, this video is a bit of a long one, so strap yourselves in, and this is what you're going to need if you want to follow along with this wee recipe. And I've also popped everything you're going to need down in the description box down below. First of all, I've got 200 grams of white chocolate. I'm just using white chocolate buttons, the zest of 3 limes, 340 grams of room temperature soft unsalted butter, 340 grams of plain or all-purpose flour, 165 grams of golden caster sugar, 165 grams of cornflour or cornstarch, 100 ml of double cream, half a teaspoon of vanilla bean paste, half a teaspoon of rose water, but like I said, you can, swap this out for some lemon water if you prefer. I'm also going to be using some heart-shaped sprinkles and some white and milk chocolate mini hearts to decorate. Yeah, so let's move on and we'll see what's next. So this is the rose water that I'm using, but like I said, if you don't like, if you don't like the flavour of rose water, you could definitely swap this out for some lemon water. And this is the vanilla that I'm using today. I usually use this in all of my recipes which requires vanilla. It's just a lovely authentic vanilla flavour. And these are the wee hearts that I'm using later on. They're just wee sugar hearts and they're oh so cute. You've got pink ones, white ones and some lilac ones as well. And I found these wee hearts, so I picked a box of these up and they're so cute. I was actually going to use these in the cupcakes, but I've decided just to use them in these biscuits because, they go so well with, the shape of the cookie itself. And this is the wee cutter that I'm using. It's absolutely tiny, but I wanted to keep these biscuits quite small because they're going to be ultra sweet because of the filling. So I really didn't want them any bigger than this, but you can use whatever shapes you like. So the first thing we're going to do is start making the biscuits. So you want to get yourself a large bowl. I prefer a plastic bowl because they're kind of flexible. And into that you want to pop your butter and then your sugar. And with a spoon, you just want to work your sugar into the butter just to sort of cream it together. Now this is going to take you a good few minutes, but if you've got a food processor or a stand mixer, a hand mixer, this would take you about a minute. So I recommend using one of them if you have one. I mean, I do have one, but I like to show you it being done by hand because I know a lot of you guys, you don't have any equipment, so I'm just doing it by hand just to show you how you would do it if you don't have a mixer. So just keep going and it'll change colour and it'll go lovely and creamy and fluffy eventually. Like I said, it does take a wee bit of time, but worth it. And once you're happy, you can add your cornflour and your cornflour and your flour, and just give that a quick mix just to get the butter off the bottom of the bowl, off the sides and off the bottom, and into your flour. And then you're going to set that to the side and you're going to grate your limes. You just want to get the zest of 3 limes. So get your grater, and I've used the smallest, the smallest wee holes just to get a fine zest. So that's number 1. Number 2, and this is the 3rd lime. You just want to gather all your zest together and pop it onto a wee plate. And then just pop that directly into your flour and butter. A lovely smell of this. I love citrus fragrances. And then you want to pop in half a teaspoon of vanilla on top of that. Now this is another thing that's going to take quite a few minutes. You just want to stir all this together until it gets really stiff and difficult to stir by hand. Again, if you've got a food, you know, a stand mix, you could do this in a stand mix and it'd be a lot quicker. But like I say, I'm just going to show you how to do it by hand. And once it's too hard to stir with your spoon, you want to get in there with your hands and work all this together until you can form a ball, just till it starts coming together. I just keep turning mine over and turning mine over. And this is good enough for me. Ideal. And it doesn't have to be perfectly smooth at this stage because you are going to be kneading it for a couple of minutes and that'll give you a nice smooth dough. So then you want to flour your surface. Get the dough from your bowl and give this a gentle knead for a couple of minutes and it'll transform into a lovely smooth biscuit dough. This was so satisfying actually. I could have done this for half an hour. A good stress reliever actually. So once you're happy and it's smooth enough for you, you just gather it up into a ball and we're going to roll this out in a wee second. So you want to roll it out till about 1 centimetre thick. You don't want it too thick because you're going to be doubling the biscuit up, you know, so you don't want each side overly thick. Just lightly flour your rolling pin to prevent sticking. And just keep rolling until you're happy. And this is fine for me. And you want to grab your cutter and just go around all of your dough, cutting your shapes out. You can see the lovely wee flecks of lime in there as well. You might need to use 2 oven trays, you know, depending on how many biscuits you want. So this is a good time to pop your oven onto gas 4 or 180C. So pop your hearts onto a tray and you want to refrigerate this for about 20 minutes to stiffen them up before you put them in the oven. Once they've had their 20 minutes, you can go ahead and just whack them in to your preheated oven for about 12 minutes. So while you're waiting, you can get your filling done. So into a microwavable bowl, you want to pop your chocolate and your cream. And then your rose water. So I put in about half a teaspoon of this. I love the flavour of rose water, but like I say, if you don't like it, just pop in some lemon water instead. So you want to pop this into the microwave in a medium setting in 20-second intervals. Just, you know, take it out and give it a wee stir, put it back in until it's completely melted and it'll look like this. So you just want to set this to the side and let it cool to room temperature, and then you can put it into the fridge if you like until you're ready for it. This is gorgeous. I stuck my pinky in, I couldn't wait, and oh, it smells exactly like Turkish Delight. That's obviously the rose water, but it was beautiful. Lovely over ice cream actually. So by now your biscuits should be ready. So just get them out. And again, you want to let these cool completely before you start putting your filling and your decoration on, because you don't want anything melting. Especially as I'm going to be using wee chocolate hearts. You know, if I put them directly onto the hot biscuits, they're just going to melt. So I let mine cool completely. But if you're not using chocolate, I mean, you could probably get away with just leaving them a few minutes and then, you know, moving on. So mine are completely cooled, and I'm now going to start decorating them. So you want to flip. I've actually lost two. Somebody pinched two. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to sandwich two together with your filling in the middle. So you want to flip half of your biscuits over and keep half of them facing the right way up. So I've got 22 here. So I've flipped 11 over and keeping 11 the right way up. And I'm going to start doing the tops. You can use a wee bit of your ganache, you know, your filling, if you want to stick things to your top. I actually found this, and it's got quite a precise wee nib on it. You know, it's just white chocolate, but it's, you know, it's runny. And I'm going to use this as a glue to stick my shapes on top. So I'm going to use some of my wee chocolate hearts and some of the heart sprinkles and just stick these on the top in various designs. I'm not very creative, so if you're more creative than me, you could probably come up with prettier designs, but this is just, you know, what I come up with. And these are the wee hearts. Aren't they cute? And I'm just going to go on top of my wee chocolate hearts and stick some of these on top. Now I'll just skip ahead and let you see what the other ones look like instead of me showing you doing every single one, or I'd be here all day. And 17 minutes I think is long enough for anyone. So this was the second one I done, and I got a wee bit more creative with this one. I think that is so cute. And this is the third one. Tried to do a wee sort of happy face. And this is the next one. It's like a wee kite. And the next one. Those three in the middle, I've just put a wee heart on top of a heart on top of a heart. And the next one. And the next. I quite like this one. It's quite simple, but I quite like it. And the next, and I just popped one heart on top of the other. Very simple. If the camera would focus. And then the next one, which I like this one as well actually. And the next. I like this one as well. I think this is really pretty. And now we're going to move on and spread the filling on, you know, in the middle. So the one that you know, the ones that you turned upside down, or that's where you're going to spread your filling. So So just give your filling a wee stir and spread it on. I'm just using a wee palette knife because it makes it a bit easier. But you can use a spoon or, you know, an ordinary knife, whatever you like. And just take one of your tops and sandwich them together. And it's as easy as that. Ultra cute. So just keep going until all of your bottoms and tops are together. If any leaks out, you can always just tidy it up with your finger. So coming up next, guys, I'm going to be doing the cupcakes. I've decided to do chocolate cupcakes because I think that's a wee bit more decadent. So chocolate cupcakes, and I'm going to be doing a mixture of chocolate and fudge and white, you know, topping with some strawberries and a couple with raspberries and some lovely gold lustre and some dipped strawberries. So a wee bit of everything, really. I couldn't decide, so I've just thrown everything in. I was going to do the vanilla ones, but then I thought, oh no, I think the chocolate would be better since it's Valentine's Day. So I'm going to be doing those later on. And I'll pop the video either up tonight or tomorrow afternoon, depending on how crazy and hectic it gets here. So that's them finished, and I'm super chuffed with them. Like I said, this was a recipe that I actually found in a wee magazine. And I just thought they looked really nice, especially for today. And I'm just going to pop them on to my cake stand. So this is our bottom level done. So part 2, as I said, will be the cupcakes. And I can't wait for them. And I'll tell you what, these tasted absolutely divine with the, you know, the lime zest in the cookie itself. It's quite unusual, but very nice. So thank you again, guys, if you hung around to the end of the video. I know it was a long one, and I did try and cut it down as much as I could. So yeah, so 17 minutes. I thought, oh my goodness. Do you know, I actually started off about 45 minutes, and I thought, oh, I'll need to try and get that down. So hopefully that wasn't too long for you. Like I said, thank you very, very much again for popping over and seeing what's going on. And hopefully I'll see you back either tonight or tomorrow for the wee cupcakes. So until then, guys, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye now. Bye.